Hello folks, and welcome back to another video. This is technically still part of the ONEX, or whatever it is. Is it ONEX? No, it's not. ONEX. This is still technically part of the ONEX Music Centre refurb, and in this one we're going to refurb the BSR. I wasn't going to do a video on it, but I will. And this'll basically, this turntable's not seized, but it's not exactly free either. So what we're going to do, we're going to start by removing the stylus. We're not going to take the cartridge out of this one because we're going to be careful, but because it's got a little sticky thing over the screw, so we'll just take the stylus out and start by removing the turntable itself. Ouch. There we go. Try not to stab myself with the clip, with the screwdriver rather. And basically what we're going to do, that doesn't want to come off, but it should. There we go. Let's just, we don't need any heat, well we may as well, no, we don't need any heat on this. Just dribble a bit of oil down here. There we go. To just slacken it off so we can lift the turntable off. That centre spindle's got to come out as well. It's loose, but stiff. So we'll probably have to apply a bit of heat to that. There we are. There we go. Straight off. Now, the motor's not bad, although it will get lubricated. So what we'll do, we'll start by taking everything off. The speeds, there we go. Always put your speed on the lowest setting, and that way you can, if you have trouble getting the idler off, you can just press against the actual base plate of the deck. Oh, that's stiff as well. Get the fibre washer from down here. Want all this off. You've seen me do these before, but well, hey, I might as well do it. This here is all stiff. This needs to be done. Ooh, what's that down there? Looks like somebody's put butter on the bearings. Not that it matters, it'll all be clean. Get the clip off. Now we need to heat that gear up. So we may as well start by heating the spindle. Give that a bit of heat as well. That gear. And that needs to be glued back into place. A bit of glue under there will do to sort that out. Don't worry about that just yet. There we go. Let's send the spindle out. I'll explain what we're going to use in a minute. Well, we're going to use oil. We're going to use rubber renew, we're going to use grease, we've got a selection of brushes, and we've got the isopropyl, which is up there still, and switch cleaner. if needed. There we go. And that's that off. That there. And we'll also heat up this bearing here. Because nobody ever heats up this cam follower, nobody ever services, I don't see anybody service this cam follower. And it has to, because it has to move. There we go. There we go, let's do that. Get the pliers on that now, that cam follower, and turn it. There we go. Drop a bit of oil down inside, it can be working on it, you see. This is very thin oil. There we go. Very thin oil. In fact, it's a bit too thin to be honest, but it does the job. There we are. That's nice and free. That can be all cleaned up after. Right. So basically what we want out next is get this little tool here. These little small soldering tools. They're great for getting into places where you can't really get in half the time. They'll all be cleaned. Take the rubber O-ring out. It'll all be cleaned under there. Right. Let's turn it upside down. And what I'll do, I'll leave the motor bracket on the shaft, on the mechanism, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to service the motor, so I may as well just take it off here. Look at this. It's still got a piece of plastic on from when it was new. How about that? Over that transit screw. Oh, oops. Knock my glasses off then. We'll clean and service the motor. Motor in this is good, but still nice to clean and service it. You know, do for a job. There we go. Let's get the Phillips. Take off the switch. I still don't know what they've put them two resistors on there for. Oh, put them there. And don't understand why. Perhaps there's certain things in this world we're not meant to understand. Probably shunt resistors, but what I'll experiment with that, because I'll see if it sounds better with or without them. My guess is it'll probably sound better without and probably go a bit louder as well. Probably improve the record deck without them. Now, let's get that off. Get the flat blade in here because that Phillips is the wrong size and I know the flat blade should go in. No, that's a bit of a bummer because the Phillips is the wrong size. Oops. There we go. Jesus. Bear with me a minute, folks. Wait a minute. Right, I've just been and got me tools that were in the front room because I was doing something in there and I had this in there, so it's a good tool set that I got it from Aldi. See if that one fits. If it doesn't, the next one will. Yeah. Right. Let's take the switch apart so I don't lose any of the bits. I think that'll be okay. There we go. Take that little paper gasket thing off, spacer, whatever you want to call it. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to service the motor first on this particular unit. That's got a number 1 written on it, you know, or was it a 7? Whatever it was, it's just rubbed off. There's something written on there for a reason, don't know why. Yeah, now, these motors are very, very simple. They're a shaded pole motor, as you all know, and that one spins actually very freely. That runs very nice actually, but we're still going to service it. We just want to, oh, hang on. When you take these apart, take note of which way it comes apart, because if you put it back together wrong, it could go, turntable goes round backwards. So we'll take the screw out of there, and the best way to actually do this, let me just see if I've got a pen. I should have a marker somewhere. Yeah. The best way to do it, to get a marker and just write, and just put up. There we go. So you know that that's the right way. If you get confused taking them apart, which can happen, so pull that out of there, or you can just keep it straight like that, but if you get distracted. Now I did have some cotton buds, so what we'll do, we'll take a bit of switch cleaner, because it's to hand. There we go. Mop up the rest onto the cotton bud. Put the cotton bud into the bearing. You can actually disassemble these bearings, but there we go, look at that. All that shit comes out. There we go. Little drop of light oil in that. There we go. You'll need a little bit, and that's probably too much, but the sponge, there's a sponge in there that absorbs it. So there we go, you see. We'll leave that for a minute, let the sponge do its work. Now on these ones, these later motors, you can actually take the 78 RPM spring off them but I don't like to. I was going to, but I don't like to. But what we'll do, we'll use the same cotton bud because it's there we go. Just clean as much as we can. There we go. That's not bad. And see that oil's soaked up into that sponge now. And we'll do spray a little bit. Not spray. Let's get the oil again. Drop a little bit into the top bearing. Only a little bit. It goes a long way. There we are. Wipe off the excess. Always remember, put the top back on your oil, otherwise if it falls over it goes everywhere. Right, and that's actually okay, that, because we haven't got any excess oil leaking out the bottom of it, which means the thing has done its job. And we can now put this back together. Remember, we roll up on the top of the motor, so we know which way up it goes. Put the bottom bearing back in. That's it. Jiggle that one so that it seats. It should seat. That's it. Now what always gets me is which end this fucking screw came out of. Which side it came out of. I think it came out of this side. Only it went. Yeah, it's confusing which. Yeah, it goes that way. Yeah, it goes that way. Yeah. So what we do now, we put the nut back on. If that motor was going to give any trouble, it certainly won't now. That a jiggle so the bearings are straight. There we go, look at that. Is there somebody coming here? Hang on a minute folks, I'm getting a visit. Alright, well we're back on the BSR. Now, that hasn't seized up again, has it? No, it's nice and free now. So that can be cleaned. So what we'll do now, we'll get the cleaner. Oh, pardon me, and the cloth. And we'll just clean what needs to be cleaned. There we go. Clean all that crap. All the crap has to come off. Let's get a cotton bud, because I'm not going to be able to, if I can find the bloody cotton buds. Yeah, say let's get a cotton bud. Haha, finding them, that's another fucking question. Fuck me. That's one, that'll do. There we go. All this to clean. crap out. Make it look nice or presentable. Let's get the crap out of that gear, out of that cam follower. There we go. There you go. That's nice. That's good. Right. Right, so what we need to do next is clean, give everything a bit of a spray, and that way we can just clean it as we go along. Clean all the gunk off the push pad, clean all the gunk off the back of the actuator for the arm. Get that spring down there, clean the control arm, and move the push pad over if I can. There we go. Clean all the gunk off that. Get a bit more on here. There we go. Clean this. Clean the centre spindle. That was all greased and gummed up when it was stuck in. Check it for, yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, the early ones of them had springs in them, so they sprung back, but they started taking them out of the later ones, obviously. There we go, that'll do. Now, let's get the grease. Start put some grease on. Grease. Yeah. There we go. Where's my little grease brush, that nice one I've got? Don't know. I had a nice little brush that I used to use, that I was using. There it is, because it covers a lot of area. There we go. Alright, need to put a bit on here, on here. Some people say you don't put grease here or there, but as far as I'm concerned, where there was grease, that's where you put it. And drop a bit on the control arm. There we go. Now, do we want any down there? Let's have a look at the size mechanism. Seems to work okay. That all seems to work. Just give it a little bit on the pivot points. There we go. And the speed control, I always put a bit of grease on the speed control mechanism because, oops, hang on, there we go. Otherwise we end up things sticking, and I mean, this could be argued that this shouldn't be greased, it's never had any grease on it, but there again. Look at that there, that is very stiff. And not because it's a spring, it's stiff because it's fucking dry. Now, if I pull that down again, now look at that, the big difference. That needed a bit of grease on it. Put a bit of grease on these teeth here, there we go. Grease there. Bit of grease on the spring, won't do it, there we are, look at that now. Perfect. A lot better. Check that lifts up and down nicely. Put a little bit. Get it out. There we go. A little dab on the control arm. Spot on. Now, a bit more. A little bit on there. A little bit on there. There we go. That's it. Put a little bit. Just a little bit there. A little bit there. Just there. And it'll work its way under there and make it nice. There we go. Now, let's clean the ball race out. Clean the ball race. I don't know what was put in there. There's very little. It looks like it's shit really. Let's give this a bit of a clean. Wipe it round first so I don't get shit all over my fingers. And then pick out the fucking old grease. It looks fairly. Yes. It's really good. Really good 40-odd-year-old grease that. That's proper old grease. I can't find me. Oh, there's my cotton buds. Found a couple of them. Need to purchase some actually. Now let's get the cleaner. Now, there we go. Get it in there. All the crap cleaned out. All the old grease. I'm using switch cleaner because it's just as good. There we go. Dee 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 dee. Yes. Cloth. Got any? Make sure we've got no lumpy bits of grease left on that. We haven't. We're all right. That one. I think somebody. I get the feeling it wasn't, but it feels like this was fucking grease not long ago. But it was. I know it wasn't because I'd had trouble getting the turntable off, didn't I? It wasn't completely seized when I got it, but it wasn't far off. It was on its way, shall we say. There we go. Now, put some new grease into the ball race. Grease that up, there we go. Put the same amount in that you took out, roughly. There we go. Doesn't matter if you slightly overdo it. Drop that down there. Oh no, got to put the fucking. Got to put the first thrust washer. What I do with the thrust washers, I turn them upside down because they've already worn a groove into the top side. So I turn them upside down. They can wear a groove into the other side then. But that's just me, that's just the way I do it. But everybody's entitled to do it their own way. And this is seized on, this pole, this is seized on, so this needs to come off. the actuator pawl for the, check that, yeah, that's nice and smooth. It should be smooth and free, which it is. That's what it's, get that clip off and put that there for a minute. Get the actuator pawl off. There's no grease under there at all. I mean, nothing under there, nothing at all, absolutely fuck all. Which means fucking grease has wore off a long time ago. Put that there for a minute. Don't quite need that just yet. Now, what we do with the pawl, because it's actually suffering from stiction. It's stuck. So what we do, we get our little tool. You can't get out under there. We get our little tool. We get under there with the tool. Push it over. There we go. Look at that. Lovely oil. Lovely oil. Lovely grease. Not supposed to fucking be there. This is supposed to be as dry as a bone. It even tells you in the manual, do not lubricate the actuation pawl. But people do. And people say, well, that's how I was taught. I don't give a fuck, I'm teaching you a new way. You do what the manual says, not what you were taught. If you were taught to do it, then the person who's taught you wrong. You do it the way the manual shows you, because the company that wrote the manual made the equipment. So they should know how it should be lubricated. But, you know, people don't listen, they just do it. I mean, it'd be nice if you could separate these, but you can't, because there is an area of them you can't really get into. But there's some grease down there still. You can't get it all out, and it's really, people shouldn't grease these things. See, there's some there. There we go. You do it the way the manual tells you to do it. I mean, the people who taught you didn't write the fucking manual, did they? You know, these engineers of old who thought they knew everything didn't, you know, yeah, a lot of them did know, but, you know, it doesn't mean to say they knew everything, like the same as we don't. But you know, they never wrote the bloody manual. You know. As far as I'm concerned, that should be okay. Right. Get my little tool. We can lift that. Back over. There we go. That still sticks. Not happy with that at all. Still got some sticky in there. So we do it till we are happy with it. And the thing about doing that, it doesn't do any damage. It's in there where it is. It's in there where it's sticky. right in the middle where you can't get your fucking cleaner in. It's right in the middle where you can't get. Hang on a minute. Let's get a piece of paper. Let's get a piece of. Let's get a piece of paper. There we go. No, that's got it. That's fucking getting it. You can't even get two pieces of paper in there, and this is a thin paper. Wow, that's got it though. That's dealing with it. Get a piece of paper in there, and that'll soak through the paper, and it should pull the excess grease out. The only trouble is, I won't be able to use the paper now. Oh, and that stuff's freezing. Try and get in with a dry piece and pull it through. I know we're in. We're going to just manage it. There we are. Because this is not meant to be lubricated, meant to be dry fitted. I mean, you could probably put a little, well, you're not even supposed to put a little bit, you're not even supposed to oil where it goes on, but I usually do put a little dab on there, a bit of dab of grease on there, just on the whole layer, but I put it on the shaft so it doesn't get in contact with the surfaces. Now let's give that a final clean. Still waiting for the shit to evaporate off my fingers. Now that should be. That feels good. Hook this back over. There we go. You want to hook it on, then clip it back. Yeah. That's perfect. Just what we want. Now that hurt. Just put a little dab, the smallest. I won't even put any extra grease on the brush. Put the smallest of dab of grease. You only need a little bit. Take off the excess. There we go. That's it. That's the grease bedded in, and we've got none where we don't want it, and that's great. Put the clip on. There we go. Yep, I'm happy with that. Let's get some grease into the cam. Don't need a lot. That's all you need. I think there's a hair there. Let's get rid of that. There we go. And the push pad, pull it halfway down, turn, right, let's just check that the auto system actually works. Let's flick that pole back with my hand. Flicks out as normal, flick it back in. No resistance there whatsoever. Nothing there whatsoever, that's perfect. So now what I'll do, I'll operate the mechanism by hand. Whoops. I know it'll work. Turn it anti-clockwise. There we go. Off. Perfect. And record on. It should go to 12. It does. That's a bit further than 12, that. Yeah, that's a, oh, it's on 10, that's why. 7, it should go now to 7. Which it does. Should now go to 12. Which it does. It should now go to off. Which it does. Perfect. Put the clip back on. I've not shown you how to strip one of these because there's a video of me already doing that and there's a video of me already servicing one, but I like to sort of keep my hand in, if you like, you know. I didn't put any grease. Oops. We want a little bit on here. Only a little tiny bit. There we go. And that's it. Don't need any anywhere else. The rest of it's okay. Turn it round so we can work on the putting the motor back in. And we certainly don't want any contamination on the motor. Right. The motor goes. Let's get this right. Have I put the... No? No? No, I haven't. It should go... Oh. I put the fucking screw in the wrong side. Like a dopey fucker. No, it's right now. It doesn't go that way, it goes that way. I have put this screw in the wrong side. But that's allowed. That's allowed. Find a fucking screwdriver. One I can fucking put a bit of fucking force behind. Because what I've done, I've put the screwdriver in. I've put the screw in, but it's the wrong way fucking. It goes in this one, not that one. But that's an easy mistake to make. We can all make that mistake, it's allowed, that one. So all I do is I lift this out of here and just move it over to here. Put the, oops, do my best not to drop the nuts. Although I have got spares of these nuts, I'd rather not put one. I'd rather not have to dig through my spares and take one off another motor or whatever. I'd rather use what came. There we go, that's on. That motor's beautiful, that's lovely, that motor, nice and nice and free, as it should be. Now, put the motor I haven't done it wrong, have I? Oh, no, no, I haven't. I'll be in a worry there. Oh, dear me. Oh dear, I've just done a Donald. That's the wrong screw for that. It's a long one that goes through there. Which is that fucker. That goes through there. Because it gives you a terminal to solder an earth to as well. Although there was never one soldered to there, but it gives you the, at least you've got the terminal to do it should you want to. There we go. Yeah, that's the right one. Yep. Actually, it's the same length as that one. It's that one. That's it. We're on the ball, we're cooking with gas, we're getting there. Speaking of cooking with gas, I've got my tea on. Do you know I got a £140 voucher yesterday from British Gas for me electric. Not bad going that, is it? Mind you, it's about time I got something off them. I've been with them fucking 20 years. Finally tighten these in a minute and just put them in, make sure that everything's in position, which I can't see it not being. I mean, these are precision made, it says so on the turntable. Precision crafted. Yeah. Oops, there's the clip off the centre spindle. I'm going to put the there. That goes on the top. That's the actuator for the switch. These are the screws for said switch. There we go, and that all slots together like so. There we go. Then all we do, put this on, leave it on stop. Should be on stop. Yep. Leave it on stop. And take our screwdriver. Oh. I'm making this look too easy. Yeah. Get this fucking, it's that's fucking doing it moved. Let's put that on there. That on there. That over the hole. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't miss it if it had hairs round it, would I? Wouldn't miss it if it had hairs round it, folks. Well, that's not in position. That has to be about there. There we are. That's in position. Whoops. Wow. That's in position. That's in. Check that. Yep, that's good. Now let's check. Let's put the clamp on. Which goes there. Put the screw into a said clamp. There's a Phillips screw on this. Some of them were flat. Make sure that we're all the way in. There we are. There we go. Now this is where we use the rubber renew. Now be careful with this, folks. This stuff is lethal and it stinks. It's not a pleasant thing to have around. It's horrible. There we go. As soon as you get what you need out, put the cap back on immediately and wash your hands after using this stuff. Don't put your hands near your mouth, and try not to pick your nose at the same time, otherwise you'll have the smell up your nose all night. Now what we'll do here, we'll just clean the idler and it'll put us a nice new surface on there. Rubber it up a bit, clean that bit, there we go. Go over it once more. It's actually a good idler, that. Nice and supple. It's like you want them to be. I think that stuff stinks. Right. Get our first fibre washer. Yeah, so there's a novelty for us, folks. We normally lose one. Now, a cool dribble of oil on my finger. A little dribble of oil around that. There we go. Try not to touch the rubber surface if I can. Perfect. Put another fibre washer on. Jesus. Bring it up. Oh, the fibre washer flew off. Let's bring it up. Oh, get on there, you fucker. Jesus. Get our pliers. Normally do these by hand, but I don't want to contaminate that. There we go. Give the turntable drive drum a clean. There we go. Oh shit. So that all the traces of grease come off. There we go. Pick that tape reel up that just flew off at me. There we go. Just flick that pawl in, we don't need that out. So hang on, let's just clean the... You can see where someone's been gouging. I'll try and get it off. There we go. What we'll do next is put the platter turntable back on. Build up a bit of speed. Not that much. Just, there we go. Dribble a couple of drops of oil there. And we'll mop up the excess in a bit. Lift the turntable up and down. Just distribute the oil all around it. There we are. That's good enough. Nice and quiet now. Yeah. Give that a quick polish. There we go. Gets the crap off it. That should pop back in effortlessly, which it does. Let it go through a cycle. That creaking you can hear is just a rubber idler on the turntable, because everything is so clean, squeaky clean. And that's pop our clip on. Now let's check the spin down. Yep. Now what we want to check is our set down point. We only really need to set it with one record because it'll be the same everywhere else. So we'll put a record on here, put the stylus in because we need the stylus. There we go. Yeah. Get this level as possible. Don't worry about the creak, that's just about the idler. Hang on. Just check the set down point. Perfect. There we go. Right. If I connect the turntable, I can actually. I can connect it to this lead. Then I can show you that that noise is only the idler. When the motor's running, the noise won't be there. Pull that plug out a minute. There we go. There we go. Where's my fucking plug gone? Oh, it's there. There you go. Let's put it on. .45. There you go. there we go. That's that BSR serviced, and it's going to live to fight another day. It can go back into its music centre later. Or just to complete the matter, put it under the back one. There we go. That's it all done. The BSR, what model is it? P what? Usually a P, aren't they? Oh no, this is a C123R1. C123R it is. Yeah. Yeah, and that's going to work. I've not cleaned it yet. Obviously, I'll polish it when it goes back into its music centre. So that's all I can do for there, folks. And thank you very much for watching. And more to come later. You'll next hear this when it's put back into the music centre and it's all together and everything's working and I'm happy. I've just got to find 2 bulbs for that yet. 3 bulbs, sorry. One for the stereo decoder to tell you that it's in stereo, not that your own ears can't tell you. And the other 2 to illuminate the dial. Right, I'm going to get me tea. Thanks for watching. More to come later. Bye for now.